Okay, so today we're going to be discussing a bit about the concept of finding yourself or becoming, your true self or your highest self. I was definitely in that place where I didn't know who I was at a point, and a lot of my behavior, it wasn't really me. So I wasn't in alignment. So I would self-sabotage. I would do things I don't really want to do just to please others, for example. And so today I'm going to be discussing, I suppose, my experience of that. I was reflecting on it today because that was a very common theme in the week. I was interacting with a lot of different people, and a common theme that kept coming up was that aspect of self-discovery or finding your true self or becoming your true self and being yourself, essentially. And so today I was reflecting on that, and I've realized that there is a path that I kind of followed. So I want to share that today. I want to reflect on that. And so the way I initially came around the concept of discovering myself and the way I actually did it was, the very first step is that you need to become aware of the different states of awareness that we are commonly in. 95% of our behavior is controlled by the subconscious mind, and that's actually a fact. Your subconscious mind drives 95% of your behavior. That's because the brain likes to simplify things. It likes to make patterns and connections so that you don't have to think as much. And so we are creatures of habit, right? So when you do something continuously, it becomes a habit. Repetition creates a habit. And then you do things automatically. And so you're basically on autopilot. And so the problem with this is that if you have some kind of external influence that is governing your behavior in a sense, then you won't be in alignment with yourself. And so how does that happen? So for example, I was bullied. And so as a result of that, I was influenced by the opinion of others, and I thought that I wasn't good enough. And so as a result, I thought I had to change and become something different in order to be liked, accepted, validated. And so because of that external influence, my beliefs were influenced, and my beliefs about myself were influenced. And then that kind of thought pattern became a habit for me. You don't really think about it when you're growing up, obviously, and so that's why it's so important to do a life audit. But because of all of that, I realized that I wasn't in alignment with myself. Because I don't really, believe in changing to become something that others want you to be. So why was I seeking validation and approval from others if I know that that's not really where my happiness lies? When you are unconscious, when you are being run by the program of your subconscious mind, your habits of thinking, your habits of being, of responding, of reacting, that's usually tied to all of the unconscious parts of you. A very big part of that is your ego. So you develop a certain personality to defend those subconscious patterns because it's a way of protecting you, right? The ego self is basically like that part of you that is insecure, it's scared of rejection, it wants to be right, it wants to have control, it likes to have certainty, it likes the predictable behavior, right? And so if you're in a social situation, for example, and maybe you share a different opinion to the people around you, you will most likely be influenced by that if your ego is running you. So in that situation, you might act out of alignment with yourself, and you might go against yourself by, for example, if you don't drink and you don't like to drink, you just don't like to drink. You're not interested. You don't like the feeling. You don't like the taste. You don't like the experience of drinking. You just don't like the experience. But then you put yourself in a situation where everyone around you is drinking and they want you to drink too. And so if you enjoy drinking every now and again and you're okay in that situation and you want to drink, then you drink and it's fine. But if you don't want to drink in that moment, but you feel the pressure and you feel the need to please others come up, that is your ego self wanting to be accepted, wanting to be validated, wanting to fit in, not wanting to be judged, not wanting to be looked at, not wanting to be questioned, not wanting to be made uncomfortable or to be the one making others uncomfortable. And so in that situation, if you end up, taking the drink just because others want you to take the drink, but you really don't want to drink, you are basically betraying yourself. And so we do this a lot. We wear masks, and all of that is the ego. The ego likes to wear a mask. It likes to appear a certain way to others. It likes to appear successful, appear happy, appear, to be better than others. That is all ego behavior. Pride, wanting more and more and more, never being satisfied, that is all ego behavior. And so the ego tends to act out of fear a lot as well. And so it tends to be a very disempowered state that you end up being in, because you, again, are constantly bending yourself just to please others. And so you spend a lot of energy, because it won't really feel right. You'll do it, but then you won't feel good afterwards. You'll regret doing it, because it's not in alignment with you. So becoming your true self, I've discovered, really is about, firstly, letting go of that conditioning and that pattern of, doing things that aren't really in alignment with you. So what were you taught to believe that has kind of disempowered you, and how is that affecting your life now? How is it out of alignment with you? And you need to then cut that out. So if you've got toxic relationships, or if you're in toxic situations and you know a way out, you need to take that way out. And usually your intuitive guidance is there telling you what to do to get out of it. So if you're in a toxic relationship, there is usually a part of you that knows you deserve better and that you should leave that relationship. But a lot of the times, maybe someone will be scared that they won't find someone else, or maybe they'll be scared to be alone, and so they'll go against themselves by staying in a toxic relationship. You end up then not being in alignment with yourself, and you end up unhappy. So you need to see what has come up as a result of acting out of alignment with your true self. You need to see which areas of your life kind of need to be audited. And you need to see which part of your life you're not happy with. What isn't in alignment in that area of your life? Are you where you want to be? And if not, why not? Why aren't you chasing your dream? Why aren't you doing what makes you happy? Are you being true to yourself in every way? And getting rid of basically all of that old energy that is no longer serving you, no longer contributing to your growth. I discovered that becoming your true self is really about unbecoming everything that you've been taught you are. This is where your values come in. So what is important to you as a person? So honesty, for example, is a value. And so for me, being dishonest, it feels icky. It feels icky to me. I don't enjoy lying. And so I'd rather make someone uncomfortable by telling them the truth about how I feel than lie to them about how I feel. I don't even mind if I make them uncomfortable, because I know that I'm really speaking my truth and I'm not lying to them. It feels icky for me, because honesty is a value for me. It's about knowing what's important to you and then sticking to that. And you need to act in alignment with that. When are you going against yourself just to please others? Like, I used to do this a lot. People would want me to go out. People would be like, let's go out, let's go party. But I knew I was in my 20s, and so I was like, maybe I should go out. Maybe I should be going out. Is there something wrong with me because I don't like the club? And so I'd be like, okay, let me go out. And then I'd go out and I wouldn't enjoy it. It's exhausting. The music's too loud. I can't even talk to anyone. I don't even know who I'm here with. It's like, what is this? I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are we here in this hot place? And it's so loud and the floor is sticky. Why are we here? Why are we here? We could just go home, have a really good time. I could hear you. And then it didn't make sense to me. And the whole time I was there, this is all I was thinking. I was like, why am I here? Why are people bumping up against me? Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this to myself if I'm not having a good time? And then I realized, oh, it's because my friends want to be here and I want to make my friends happy. Out of alignment. Drop it. Cut it. No. You can't do that to yourself. I did it for so long. Out of alignment. It wasn't me. So essentially, the process of becoming your true self or your highest self, it's not really about becoming yourself. It's about unbecoming what you've become that isn't really you. Because you've discovered then the true self, right? and the true self has always been there. So technically you are becoming something different, which would just be a different expression of who you currently are. But that self has always been there. It's just been covered up and muddied up by all of these like things in society, all this pressure to conform and to fit in and to be the same. You know, like, we don't value individuality. People are so scared to be different. And so we all try to blend in. We all try to be like everyone else and be liked by everyone and be accepted by everyone. You know, you have to really decide, like, what is best for you? What's more important to you? And I've discovered that being your truest expression, it brings a different level of freedom. It brings a different level of happiness, of fulfillment, of joy, of peace. You can kind of see who you truly are, right? So in the club situation, I was there in the club and I was like, this isn't me. And so what is me? What would I rather be doing? I'd rather be at home with whoever it is that I'm trying to spend time with. You know, we can have a good time at home. We can buy snacks, we can have wine, we can have coffee, we can do whatever we want to do at home, and then I can actually speak to them, engage with them, spend time with them. For me, again, I value quality time with people that I care about. That is a value for me. I want to actually get to know the people in my life. I want to actually interact and engage on a deeper level. And so for me personally, the club just isn't my scene. And so again, it's about seeing, okay, what am I not? And so what am I? And then when you make that distinction in each scenario that you feel out of alignment in, so for example, if you're at a job and you don't like your job, realizing this isn't me, but then, okay, so what do you want to do? What would you rather be doing? And then do that, right? So when you see what you're not, you can kind of go closer to what you feel would be more in alignment with you. And so then the second thing would be then to now set boundaries in your life, because everyone in your life is going to be expecting you to stay the same. People don't expect you to change. People don't expect you to all of a sudden start doing what's right for you. Like, think about people that, you know, for example, stop drinking. The people around them will be like, because people that they're used to drinking with will be like, why did you stop drinking? Like, or for example, someone who's used to living a very unhealthy lifestyle, very inactive lifestyle, eating a certain way, socializing with certain people, doing certain things. If they decide now that they want to start getting into shape and they want to start being healthy, the people in their life will be like, no, but this isn't you. And it's like, but I want it to be me. I want to be healthy. I want to be active. So this is what I need to do. And the people in your life start to resist it. And they say, oh no, but now why are you doing this? Now we can't do what we used to do. It's like you'll get resistance in your life. And so it's about setting boundaries and working your way through that, because you need to do what's in alignment with you. But a lot of the times people won't accept that, and that's okay, because if you want to align yourself with who you really are and who you really want to be, you need to be able to embrace your truth. And if your truth is that you want to eat healthy, you want to run on the weekends, you want to be active, you want to go climb mountains, if that's who you want to become, but you're currently the person that stays inside all day, every day on the couch, you see the contrast there. If this is currently where you are, but what you really want to be doing is climbing mountains, you're going to have to make that shift in order to actually be in alignment with who you really want to be. And so again, it's about setting those boundaries in your life where it's needed. And then the last thing to do is to embrace your truth. It's about living it. It's about living into that highest essence. And so a big part of that is, you know, learning how to express how you feel, learning how to accept yourself as you really are. And from that place, you'll start to see that it actually feels like you're in a flow state. You feel like you're in alignment with yourself. And so from that position, you'll be more confident, you'll be more creative, you'll be more free, you'll feel more at peace, you'll feel happier, because you'll be doing things that put you into those higher states. And so when you start to embrace your truth and when you start to express your truth to others, it really starts to feel good. You start to feel free, but then you are going to be put in situations where you have to keep doing that. You have to keep testing that when you are around different people. So when you've now discovered this truth about yourself that you want to start embracing, and you start to embrace it, like I said, people are going to react. And so as you're doing that in each new context, people are going to react to this change in you, because naturally when you make a new agreement with yourself, the energy changes. And when your energy changes, everyone in your life will feel it. People might resist the fact that you are changing and you can't do what you used to do, but it's all about, in each new context, it's about reaffirming that truth, confirming that truth within yourself, and you're going to be tested constantly. And so it's about letting yourself be seen for who you truly are. If you want pink hair, you need to let yourself have pink hair, and people are going to look at you. People might judge you. People might say things. You know, if that's what your truth is, and if that's who you are, and you love your pink hair, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because that's your truth. Like, people can't take it personally when it's your truth. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not about them. It's about you. So if they don't like your pink hair, they're entitled to their own opinion. You don't need to internalize that judgment. You don't need to internalize it. You don't need to take it on, because it's their opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Your truth is your truth. And so from that point of view, it shouldn't matter what anyone else thinks, because it's your truth. It's your truth. There's nothing else to say. People might judge you for embracing your truth, but eventually you will start to draw people to you that resonate with that new truth. So again, if you start becoming an active person and you've started yoga and you started dancing, you're going to meet people at those places most likely who resonate, who understand, who share an interest with you. And so you might be letting go of older energies and people that maybe don't relate to you anymore, don't resonate with you, but you'll attract new people into your life who do. So really it's about, aligning with your values, letting go of what doesn't serve you, and then embracing what it is you want to become. So if you're afraid that other people won't accept you, maybe it's because you haven't fully accepted yourself. So again, it's all about that state of awareness, being authentically you, expressing your truth, owning who you are. Are you in alignment? Are you trying to seek approval? Are you trying to please others? And I think, when you start to do all of that and you drop all of the ego-based conditioning, it becomes so much easier to just embrace your truth. And as you embrace your truth, it feels so good. You feel so free, and you realize that you should have actually done it sooner and you would have been happier. And again, it's all about anchoring in that state of being. So you're going to have to practice it, because your conditioning is a process that takes a while to work through, and it takes a while to kind of, create new habits, new patterns of behavior that are in alignment with yourself. And that's something that I've been practicing in my life. I've been practicing anchoring in that higher state, anchoring in, who it is that I want to be, and living that truth, and allowing myself to be seen, and not being afraid of judgment, not being afraid of what people will think of me for speaking my truth. Like flowers don't bloom differently according to who walks past. They open and they bloom. And if that person doesn't like roses, then it's fine. I'm still going to bloom. Just standing in that truth and not allowing yourself to be swayed based on what other people want you to be. And you find a lot of authentic empowerment in that. That is the empowered state. And so that is usually the state in which, you will be more creative, you will be more confident. You'll find inspiration to create because you are acting in authenticity. It's the highest state of being, because you're in alignment with love in every single aspect of your life. And the more you align your life with your truth, the more you'll experience that authentic empowerment, and the easier your life will get. The more you'll maintain that state of bliss, of peace, of love, of enjoyment, and life will just be so easy and effortless and amazing and enjoyable. So that is today's topic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm sending you so much peace and love.